You know what it is, everybody. When the games are live, so are we. Welcome back to another edition of Live Lines. I'm your host, the spitting statistician, Dane Martinez. We got Twatty in the building, Mr. New to Your Town, Matty Dickson. We are building the Keg Cast channel. Shout out to the Keg, as always. And if you're one of the followers, if you're one of the subscribers, if you're in the Discord, you know there is more and more offerings being out there so you can cash as we head into football season. Maddie, I know you're in the Discord. You're giving out plays. We are tracking your plays on the website. Now there is an increased level of accountability, but we ain't worried about that, right, Maddie? Because you crush it. How you doing, brother, man?
Good to see you, Dan. Yeah, we're just celebrating the Sandy Alcantara under 6.5 strikeouts.
Yeah,
that was a rocking chair winner. He had 4. So that was a nice winner in the Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord, get over there. You can find it on my Twitter page or Kegger's Twitter page. We have almost 500 guys in there now. Unbelievable group of guys. Yep.
Growing. We got people in the chat as well. A Selly, Twig, what's going on, everybody? Let's get right into it. Listen, last week, Maddie, there were a couple of situations where I saw better teams at home that were down and getting a discount, and I see it again right now. I want to ask you about some of them. First of all, the Chi Sox were up 1-0 on the Orioles, and the Orioles have just scored because the Baltimore was minus 225, and you could have got them at like plus 134 down a run. The same situation exists with the Toronto Blue Jays. They are down 2-1 to the Washington Nationals. They closed at minus 196. Now they're basically minus 110 on both sides. That's what I'm looking for at this point of the season, especially, Matt, because now that we're coming to the end of August, we got September call-ups coming up. Most teams are either in or out of the race. I really think examples where the obvious better team is down are places to get your money in live. What do you think about it conceptually? And what do you think about it specifically for Toronto and Baltimore right now?
Well, we talked about this, I think it was 2 weeks ago, about if I thought teams give up and take days off and, and all that. And I said, I don't really believe in it. But the more I look at the White Sox, the more I think this team has given up.
Right.
Because they have so much talent and they just don't hit. I just don't. I don't. With that lineup, either they've checked out or they're all slumping or something's going on there. And what's funny is right before we went on live, you said that you wanted to get on Baltimore. 30 seconds later, Baltimore scores. I mean, so we didn't even get through the introduction and they score. So, that happens. But yeah, I have no problem getting on Baltimore here. Now, they did lose Batista, I think, 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
So that hurts in a close game. But if any team's checked out, I mean, the White Sox just are checked out. I mean, they're like Tim Anderson. This is a batting champ. He's hitting like 250. It doesn't even. Juan Makata went from being a prospect to just another player. Lou Bob's doing everything for that team. So
that's true. And you still got Eloy in there as well. I got it next week. Instead of just saying like, what's up, everybody, when the games are live, so are we. I got to just be like, yo, Baltimore, pound it now. Literally, as soon as the countdown and you see our faces, I'm going to be like, click submit on the O's or whatever it is. It could be the sneaky Cubs. What up, Kenny? Saying what's up to us. So what do you think about this on the Toronto side? Because Toronto is down 2-1 and the Nats are threatening. Like I said, Blue Jays closed. I saw it at minus 195 for the Blue Jays. But now you can get the Blue Jays, in my opinion, the better team, down a run, plus money at plus 102, I see, over on FanDuel. Yes, Washington has 2 men on, okay? But there's 2 out. They get out of this, and all of a sudden they're up. You're going to see minus numbers again for the Blue Jays, and we all know this. I mean, the Blue Jays are threatening for in a wild card spot. They're over 10 games, over 500, and Washington, to me, is another team like the White Sox that, I think they're done.
What happened? We're still in the inning?
I still got the top of the 5th. I still got runners on first and third, but 2 outs.
What's the plus money?
It's like plus 102. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Well, that's good. Washington scored.
Yeah, Washington scored. Washington hit a 3-run jack.
So
now
good.
It's 5-1. Cool. So see, it happens one place. It doesn't happen in the other. But I still think the blueprint is right. You know what I mean? That's
100%. Yeah,
That's
100%.
why I asked you about it conceptually, and then we apply it to Toronto and Baltimore, right? I still see these situations where bad teams get up early on the better team, especially when they are at home. And I think it's even more at this stage of the season. Selly saying 5-1 Nats. All right, fine. So we will ease off that. Sometimes I guess given the long-winded introduction is actually good.
Yeah, well, that's fine. So we'll go right back at it. Let's look at it. We can get the Blue Jays plus 3.5.
That's another way to look at it right now. Yes, you can get the Blue Jays plus 3.5. It locked again as the last out in the top of the fifth was made. So we'll go down to the Toronto side. Toronto still with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5 at-bats left. It was Mackenzie Gore that was pitching, but he has gone 88 pitches already through just 4 innings. So I don't know how much, we're going to get out of him. And then you get to that Nationals pen, which we know is a problem. So I'm still, to your point, trying to find ways to get back on the Blue Jays. Because even if they don't win on the money line, I do think they win the game from here on out. And that's
I try to find a way to get on the good team and try to find a way to get off the bad team, right?
Right.
So what is 3.5 still locked, huh?
It's still locked. When it comes back up, I'll definitely let you know, because Toronto does seem like a team that there's an opportunity to get on. Other games that are going on right now, Yanks are up 3-0 on Detroit in Detroit, but that's in the bottom of the 8th. You can get a total of 3.5, kind of a prop bet. Do you think there'll be a run scored in the next 8 outs because we're in the bottom of the 8th and the Tigers will hit again? Phillies are up 8-5 at home on the Angels. That Rays, you mentioned the Alcantara K-prop that you already hit because he is gone. Rays are up 4-2 on the Marlins in the 6th. And then another interesting one, I think the Astros just scored again. They did. So it is 3-1 now, Houston. That in Fenway Park, plus 270 for the Red Sox to come back. You can get 2.5 runs for the Red Sox, although it's currently at minus 148. And with 4 runs already plated, a game total of 9.5. That one in the top of the 5th, with the Astros still hitting in the top of the 5th. A lot of the other games.
We can go ahead and get 2.5.
Oh, we might have had Twatty just freeze there. We'll get him back as soon as he's back.
I'm back. So you're saying we can get 2.5 on the Red Sox, like minus 140 something?
I am saying that. I'm staring right now at plus 2.5 on the Sox, minus 148. And that's with the Astros still hitting, men on first and second, 2 out in the top of the 5th.
You know how I love taking the home team and jumping over and taking the win.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Do we care at all about the fact that Jordan is up right now? I know you love yourself some Jordan.
Ooh.
Jordan.
He's one of my favorite players.
Do you want to wait? Do you want to wait for Jordan? Because after that, though, if we get to the bottom of the 5th, I don't think we'll
lose the 2.5.
40 we're talking about is going to skyrocket.
What ended up happening in Toronto?
Toronto, they're giving me plus 3.5, minus 115. So we don't hop over them and get the lead as you always like to do. Okay, but I can get the 3.5 at palatable juice.
I mean, you like that, right?
I do. I think the Blue Jays win from here on out. I do.
And at 3.5, that's what we need.
Right. So if they win from here on out and they get, kind of a margin of 1, then the plus 3.5 would get us home.
I say we take it.
Okay, we're just locked. So let me see what number we can get. Yeah. I mean, you know how it goes, right? Blue Jays, it's Springer. It's also the good part of the order here. And they leave Mackenzie Gore in. So check this out. Good. We're going to get the top of the order here. Mackenzie Gore at 91 pitches. Remember, this is a famed prospect who started in the San Diego organization, came over in the trade here. He's at 91 pitches. So we're going to get to that bullpen. And I'm seeing now, ain't that something? They just took it away, Matt.
Because Springer got on.
Now it's 2.5, not 3.5.
It's 2.5?
Yeah, it went down to 2.5.
So
it went down to 2.5. They're not giving us. That's not enough. I want the 3.5.
But so what are the Nats then?
The Nats are still minus 2.5, minus 136, and they're minus 600 on the money line.
minus 2.5.
Minus 2.5.
So that gives them a 2-run lead.
It gives them a 1-run cushion. That's it. At 5-1,
Well, right.
it gives them a 1-run cushion. Because 5-2, they still win, but 5-3, they would not. I want to be on the Toronto side of this, though. They're giving me plus money for the plus 2.5 now.
No. I'm with you. We're always on the same page. It's just I have to ask to see if the line is so good the other way. You know what I mean?
That. Yeah, I hear that. You know, another thing I'd be interested in, listen, I know you hate this division, but in the AL Central, the Twins are trying to run away and hide. Cleveland is their biggest challenger, right? They are down 2-0 to Cleveland, but I think Minnesota's the better team here. And they've got Lopez on the hill, which I think is better. They are down 2-0, but they're at home. They've got a man on second. They got the meat of their order up, plus 152 on the money line if you like the Twins to come back.
My only thing is, Cleveland holds the lead better than anybody.
You do love the Cleveland bullpen.
Yeah. What's is it like 7 is the total? 8's the total?
The total in that game?
I'd like to go under.
7.5 is the game total. 7.5 is the game total, minus 125 to the under. I'm with you, though. I'm with you if you could stand the minus 125.
Under 7.5.
Under 7.5 for the game.
So the problem is I got that guy on second. That's pissing me off.
Yes, he is on second right now. Correa's up with only 1 out. And I got to tell you something. This is not the best Twins lineup either. Yeah,
I kind of like this under 7.5.
Let's get down with that.
What is it, 115?
118?
Okay. What do you think?
I'm with it. I'm going right now to the phone, in fact.
Okay.
That's how much I like it.
Cleveland gets in these dog rock fight phone in a phone booth 3-2, 5-4, 5-3. Well, 5-4 plus, but you know what I'm saying.
And you also talk about their bullpen all the time as one of the better ones in Major League Baseball. Outside of the Yankees, I think they have the best bullpen ERA. Right?
Yeah, they're
outside of the Yankees.
Yeah, they're like 2 or 3. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get it. We got it at minus 118, under 7.5 in Minnesota and Cleveland. So let's go in there. Big shout out to the Keg telling us what up. Let's crush tonight.
What's up?
Kevin Taylor, Tom Zaffino, who's always in here saying he's on the ride home and he needs some winners. So tell me what you think about. We got Boston, Houston going into the bottom of the 5th.
Well, both those teams are hitting. Both those teams are hitting right now.
Houston,
yeah. I mean, looks like we'll have that 9th at bat for Boston. What's that number like?
9.5. 9.5 plus 120 over 9.5.
Yeah, that's too much.
I would have rather it 8.5, to be honest. Let me know also, we got games early on. Padres and Cardinals tied at 1 in the 4th, and the sneaky good Cubs offense is up 1-0 against Corbin Burns and the Brewers. I saw the total of that game, Matty, at 6.5. Is that my wind in Wrigley blowing in tonight? Because that's a low total.
Yeah, it's 1. That's the game. Corbin Burns on the mound. I got to check something real quick. Please tell me that Paul Goldschmidt scored a run.
Oh, I saw that. You were giving him out. You had Goldschmidt and you had Arenado, right, with ribeyes?
Yeah. He wasn't the one who scored. It was a long shot. It was plus 190, but whatever. Okay. Let me get back to the games here.
All right, so we got that first play in the books. It's Minnesota, Cleveland. We hope to stay under 7.5. And Correa struck out. All right.
Nice. So what are we thinking about Baltimore? The Baltimore money line is probably out of hand, minus 210, 20 or something, right?
The Baltimore money line is probably out of hand. If you checked in, if we started the show at 8:15 instead of 8:30, we would have been in good shape. It's even more than that, brother man. It's minus 290 right now.
Well, and the straddle coming back, there's no value in either. So
plus 215, plus 210, something like that.
Yeah.
The White Sox are finished in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th in Camden Yards, tied at 1. I mean, I definitely like Baltimore here. These are one of the things I was telling Addy. I was like, yo, I'm coming on air saying we got to go to Boston and we got to go to Toronto. And then, boom, they score. Toronto does have a man on in the bottom of the fifth, but with 2 outs as they try and get back. What about this Cubs-Brewers? I mean, listen, the NL Central, this is also a big matchup in the NL Central, Matty.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd hate betting against Corbin Burns. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Game total 6.5.
What inning? It's only the second inning?
It's only the second inning. That's what I'm saying. I actually like the over here. We've seen a ton of runs in Wrigley Field in these games all the time, and all we need is 3-3. I do understand Burns. I think it's actually Steele on the mound for the Cubs. That could be the other reason here, Matt.
Well, yeah, but he got hit with a liner back in the box last inning. I'm not sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's the situation on him.
Let's see.
You can't get live team totals, can you?
I can. We've been doing this. We've been doing that. So you want to look at that game?
Yeah, I mean, can we get we could probably get 2.5 on
I'll tell you.
Brewers?
3.5 on the Cubs, 2.5 on the Brewers.
That's not bad.
2.5 over 2.5 plus 116.
And we got 7 more at bats.
We do.
We get 2.5 runs.
Steele is at 44 pitches through 2 innings.
Ooh.
I'm talking you into it, right?
Well, yeah, why don't you put it on the board? We'll just do since we're getting plus money, we'll do like half.
No, F that. If we do it, let's do it.
I got vetoed.
I just want to do it for real. Forget about this half a unit. It's only plus 114. It's not like it's.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right. So I actually see it right now at plus 116. So I'm going to fire away.
Do you like it?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
What's up, Gnarly?
I like it because what up, Gnarly? I like it because Steele is at 44 pitches through 2. That's a big pitch count to me. All right, so we're gonna add that. I'm gonna take this down, and I'm gonna add that. So we got 2 things we're chasing already here. All right, Milwaukee team total over 2.5. That was at plus 116. All right, so this is what we're watching right now. We are watching minutes. We're watching the Central Divisions here. The Central Division leaders here is what we're looking at. Yeah, they always get me with that. Do you ever see when I'm betting live, I place a bet and then the odds change as it's thinking?
Yeah.
And it always winds up giving me worse odds,
Oh, well.
And then they want to tempt me into to lock in a setting that I'll always accept the odds movement that my bet can go through. No, thank you, sir. No, I will not automatically accept the odds movements. Let me know what it is. Thank you. So we're going to be watching the Central game.
Yeah. Well, what can we get this is a stupid question. Orioles minus a half? I mean, that's the money line, I guess.
That is the money line in essence. That is the money line. The Twins, by the way, did get that run to score, so they're up 2-0. But we got still some cushion there. It's 7.5 that we're looking at in that one. Baltimore, no. I mean, Baltimore's now over $3.
Wait, the Twins scored?
Yeah, I got it 2-1. I mean, 2-0. No, excuse me. 2-0 Cleveland.
Yeah, so the Twins didn't score.
Excuse me. You are correct. My bad.
No, I'm okay. I'm just
my bad, because it was Correa that was up before. They did not score. We go now to the top of the 4th. It's still 2-0. Sorry about that. You're right.
No, that's cool. I'm trying to find a way to get on the Orioles, but I don't want to overpay. I'm greedy.
Yeah, I mean, I would ask you about this because it is a tie game. I would ask you to look to the totals and then the team totals. Game total is 5.5. They're probably hanging 3.5 for Baltimore. Yeah, it is 3.5. Over 3.5 is plus 130. The Chi Sox are 1.5. What about the White Sox? 1.5.
What? That's their team total.
Yeah. Will they score another run in the rest of the game?
Man, I'm just so down on them.
I know you just mentioned though that the Orioles closer Batista, he went to the IL last week. Will they score a run? Will the White Sox score a run? They've got 3 at-bats to do so.
We're so busy as soon as we jump on. I wanted to look at the Rangers game against the Mets and hop on the Rangers, and they scored. So that ship has sailed. But
it was if you've been with us for a while, you would appreciate who it was. It was Mitch Garver that went yard for a home run. Gnarly saying that happens all the time, and that's what it is. We come out here, say something, and boom. JW, what up, guys? He's late, but he's glad he made the best live bet show. Thank you for calling us the best live bet show. Hey, Selly, nobody scored since you guys took it. Ha ha, y'all are good. He's probably talking about what we were doing in the Cleveland, Minnesota game, because I thought there was a run there. So we're okay there. And Tampa's piling on in Miami. That's now 7-2 Rays. That one in the 7th. We've got the Milwaukee team total, and we've got the AL Central game total. I want to ask you about one other thing right now. Braves are in Coors Field, brother man, and I know you love that Braves offense. That game, I think, closed at 12 on the number. Did you see that as well?
Yeah. Here's what I'll say about that, sort of a teaching moment. Not that the chat doesn't. They're probably smarter than me. But the thing about when you're at Coors Field, there's so much variance. That run lines are always good to take there. Who knows? Colorado, if they win, they could win by 3 or 4 runs. If the Braves win, they're probably winning by 3 or 4 runs. It's very rare in Colorado you're going to have a 7-6 game because there's so much more of a chance for variance.
Sure.
So, when I look at those type of games, I try to reverse run lines. Sometimes will pay out huge. Like a reverse run line on the Rockies probably pays because it was -2.
Yeah, I can give you. Listen, Rockies -2.5 in this one, plus 580, Matty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear you.
What's the Braves -2.5?
The Braves -2.5 is 108.
Yeah,
it gets you back to even money pretty much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I agree with you in theory, right? But just this Braves offense right now is ridiculous. So
and I wasn't particularly saying let's take the reverse run line. I'm just saying it seems when there's higher totals that it's never a like if a total is 7, you can probably get a 4-3 game.
Yes.
But it's 12, you're probably not going to get a 6-5, 7-6.
Absolutely. And listen, as we're about to go into NFL season, I know you're going to be rocking with the keg on Monday nights, Thursday nights. I think the same thing, like when I see a low total in the NFL, I think the same thing about leaning towards that. It's hard if you see a game total of 38.5, let's say. It's hard for that favorite to get the working margin if the book is telling you it's a 2017 game. You know what I mean? So it's very hard then for the favorite to cover that spread, get that working margin in a game that they think is going to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust in general. Okay.
Well, here's another one, Dan.
Similar for baseball.
Here's another one, Dane, that I think you could just blindly bet and you'll be 55%. If you have a total of 7, you take the dog plus 1.5 runs. I mean,
nice, because then you cover the 4-3 one, right? There you go.
Yeah, I mean, in a low total game, you're giving me a 1.5. You're probably going to win that one 52 to 55%.
I like that. I like what you're saying right there. What I don't like is that now I'm right. The Cleveland Guardians have loaded the bases with nobody out.
We need a ground ball big time.
We need a ground ball, and that one, we're up in the top of the 3rd here. Remember, we're on the Brew Crew. Contreras is up. Yelich made out to start the top of the 3rd, but there is so much game left to go in Wrigley. Steele is already at 50 pitches through 2 1/3. So we'll see what happens there. And we do, in fact, need a ground ball here because Cleveland started this inning with a single, a wild pitch gets in the 2nd, then a walk, then Kwan singles, but he's a punch and Judy hitter, so they're going station to station. Bases are loaded, and Matty, it was Jose Ramirez, but I think we got to force that at home.
Yeah, someone struck out, or we did get one out. We got
the force out at home. It was a ground ball. They got the force out at home, it looks like.
Okay.
So Now we get a ground ball out of Cole Calhoun, and we could potentially get out of this without damage. All right. So we like that. We like that. It was Naylor who got forced out at home. Now it's the 3-hitter Calhoun for the Guardians. They're up 2-0. We're looking to keep this game under 7.5. We're a third of the way there. Lopez, who's pitching for the Twins, is at 72 pitches. But I was going back to the Braves, just so you know here. What I'm seeing, Braves 7. Wow, look at this. Braves 7.5 as a team total. Rockies 3.5 as a team total. Probably because Ozuna just went yard to get a 1-0 lead for Atlanta.
We get plus money on 2.5 on both teams, right?
So you're saying this will be a 3-run game?
Yeah, we don't, because the Braves just scored.
They just scored. So run line 2.5. 2.5 is still minus 160 for Atlanta right now.
Yeah, that was
because
like
they just scored. If you were going for that kind of blowout variance play at Coors Field. Yo, what's up with your Pirates? What's up with your Pirates? They're playing the lowly Kansas City Royals, who closed at minus 154. They're at home. They're 3.5. You like Pirates?
Yeah, their rookie is real. The Kansas City rookie lefty is really good.
Reagans?
Yeah, I mean he's been pitching really well.
He's got 5 strikeouts through 4 already.
Yeah, I mean, are the Pirates plus? They're probably plus money. Probably a decent amount if they were minus 155 to start.
The Pirates are plus 108.
They were that to start.
No, excuse me, plus 140. It just moved to plus 140 because we just now go to the bottom of the 4th. Kansas City minus 180. Pittsburgh on the comeback plus 140. We got a ground ball, but it wasn't a double play, so it did force in a run in Cleveland. So now it's 3-0 Minnesota, but we have 2 outs. Laureano is up. Listen, if we get out of this with only 1 run, bases loaded, nobody out. If I tell you only get 1 out of it, that's not horrible here. And then it keeps it within that range of all the A guys in that Cleveland pen. This would be a big win for Cleveland. They would have their best guys out of the pen going for sure to try to knock out Minnesota in this.
Let's just get a 3-run homer here in Chicago and Casher.
I would like this. Yes, we got men on first and second in Wrigley Field. Willie Adames is up after a Contreras single and a Kana single. Remember, 2.5 Brewers is what we're looking for. We're looking for Milwaukee to score 3 runs in this game. We're only in the top of the 3rd. We got a couple of shots right now. We can get a little double in the gap. We go over the Ivy. We're a rocking chair winner in that one. So those are the plays that we've made so far here. This, I believe, Maddie, correct me if I'm wrong. This is our 9th show, I believe. I believe we've done 8 so far. Only lost in 2 of them. Only lost in 2 of them. I think we've got 5 winners. I think 1 that was pretty much a wash, and then 2 losers. So if you've been with us all 8 shows, you're definitely up. Like button, y'all. Mike Whalen says, absolutely pound that like button like you're pounding our bets for the West Coast games that we're going to give you in about 20 minutes. I've got to play in Oakland, Seattle. Maddie's got to play in Diamondbacks, Dodgers. Those games first pitch are in about half an hour or so. We'll be sure to give you that one. For me, what we're looking at is, can Minnesota get out of the inning? Laureano now on an 0-2 count. And can we get runs in Wrigley Field? Adames struck out though, so it's now we're down to 2 outs and 2 on there for the Brewers.
Got out of the inning in Cleveland, 1 run.
Nice. You see that they're out of the inning? Laureano didn't do anything?
Yeah, they're out.
Great. Listen, bases loaded, nobody out, to only get 1 run. I will take it. Right now, that game total is still at 7.5, slightly juiced to the under. When we got it, let's see, what do we get it at? It says there on the scroll, minus 118. It's pretty much still the same. So we kind of dodged a bullet there with the bases loaded, nobody out. 1-2 count in Chicago. That's one thing I'm looking at here.
What about the Blue Jays?
Blue Jays just finished their portion of the 6th. So we go to the top of the 7th. It's a 4-run game. We can get the Blue Jays plus 3.5 plus money. So because they only have 3 at-bats left, they're not going to give you 4.5 to hop over, but with the 3.5, they will give you plus money to tempt you. Oh, and they just it's straddling it right now. Now they're giving me 4.5, but at minus 174. So you can get the lead, but it's minus 174.
Yeah, but that should be lights out. But I'm not going to lay it. But
I'm not going to bet that.
Yeah, I hear you. But that should be. I mean, that should be lights out because the Blue Jays could keep scoring on the Nats pen too. But that's too much.
That's a little too juicy for me.
Yeah.
Minus 172. However, look, at 3.5, it's plus 138.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I do think, maybe they chip away a little bit, even if they get a meaningless run in the 9th. Plus 3.5, now plus 142 for Toronto.
What the fuck?
That's interesting. Cardinals coming back a little bit.
Yeah, not Arenado or Goldsmith.
That's what you're looking at. Yeah, they're in the bottom of their order right now. They're in the bottom of the order. It was Contreras who scored. He's the 6 hitter, or 5 or 6 hitter in that lineup right after the Goldschmidt Arenado up top. So you need these guys to score or get ribbies?
I need Goldsmith to score, and I need Arenado to have an RBI.
Okay.
I can't believe that you can parlay those, which is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
And then on one swing, you win it, right? If he knocks him, yeah.
Completely correlated parlay. They let you do it.
That's interesting.
And it's it's like this. If I would have parlayed those, it's plus 310.
Huh. Right. Then you need, like, every time you come around that part of the order, though, you have to all the pieces have to fall into place, right?
Right, but if Arenado gets an RBI, there's a decent chance it was Goldschmidt because he bats in front of him in the order.
That's right in front of him. They're actually in the 2 and 4 holes.
Right, yeah. And Gorman's in the middle, and he's the one that has the RBI.
Yep. So that's interesting. They're out of it, though. We're through 4 in St. Louis now. So you're going to get your guys in the bottom of the 5th, just so you know. You're going to get your guys coming up in the bottom of the 5th in St. Louis.
Okay, this may be our spot. The Orioles. Plus money.
Really?
Well, it's got to be. Well, not a lot, but it's.
They are. You're right. Because Chicago got 2 men on and nobody out. I'm staring at plus 114 for Baltimore. What do you say?
I want more than that.
Yeah, but listen, it's the only time we're going to get them plus money. We got to take advantage of potentially the White Sox with runners on because all of a sudden
they're at the bottom of the order.
Who, Chicago or Baltimore?
Yeah, Chicago's at the bottom of their order.
Baltimore is as well. In the bottom of the 7th is going to be 7, 8, 9.
I'm letting you decide. Remember, we don't have Batista too.
This White Sox team is so done.
I fucking hate the White Sox.
They're so done, Matty.
I'm putting this one on you. We got the team we want. We got them at home, and we got plus money, but we're in danger.
We're in danger right now, though. My lean would be yes that we do it, because if we get out of this, there you go. Yes. Lounge in the building saying fire. Fuck a White Sox. All right, you've convinced us. By us, I mean me. By us, I mean me. So yes, we have been looking for ways to get the White Sox. We're looking for ways to get the best team record-wise in the American League against a done, nothing to play for, blunt guts, trash Chicago White Sox. Let's see what just happened because it's locked. I saw it at plus 114. That's what we're looking for here. I say we do it. Can you get behind it? Can you get behind it here?
I told you got to sign off on this one.
I like it. And I'm listening to our guy, Listen Lounge over here, who says to fire away.
Will you do that? I'll keep looking while you think or whatever you're
I'm
doing.
going to do it. No, I say we do it. Forget the hemming and hawing. Let's do it. So let me take this off, put it in. Baltimore, money line plus 114. Oh, we still have it? Do we still have it? What do we got now?
It's one out.
Now we got the ball in play. That's what it is.
So what? It locked it on you.
It locked it on me. Look at what it comes back at. You're not going to believe this. We got one out. We got it out. Runners moved up. What do you think it is? We got one out.
I don't know. We lost 40 cents.
We lost a hell of a lot more than that. It's minus 160 now.
So we lost 75 cents.
Yeah. So what do I put it in as? Because, I mean, I hit it. I bet I made the bet. Do we put it in the scroll or not? Do we put it in the scroll as the plus?
Oh, well, I mean, we gave it out in time. Now, it's not to say that everyone was that fast.
I got it.
I don't know. Why don't we just, to be fair, we'll split it.
Think
instead of 160 and plus 115, it's 130. I don't know.
No. I'm going to say we got it at the plus 114 because we were telling you to do it.
I know.
There was that back and forth also where our guy was saying fire away, fire away.
Depends on how fast everybody was.
Yeah, but we identified it for you, and that's our goal here. And you never know. Listen, there's still two outs, but there's runners on second and third. So, all of a sudden they get a base hit. We're screwed here, but we like where we are. 1-1 count there. We've been looking for ways to get the Orioles at home against the White Sox all night long. We finally found the opportunity, and we went for it. That's what we're doing. 3-1 Cleveland, Minnesota.
What about Pittsburgh? Can we get a big number on them?
Now, because it's a 1-0 game?
Yeah.
We probably can.
I want to see how many pitches my boy has. Let's see here.
Who, the KC guy? The
Ravens? He is just rolling.
He's pitching very, very well, Matty.
Very,
very well.
47 pitches, 34 strikes, and 5 Ks in 4 innings.
Yep, and hasn't allowed jack.
Literally.
That's correct.
So what's the Pirate number?
The Pirate number is plus 192.
It's not terrible. It's probably about right. All right, let's get out of this inning, Baltimore.
Yeah, we got a 2-2 count. We got a 2-2 count on the number 9 hitter, and we are out of the inning. Lee grounded out. So nice. We're 1-1 now. We're holding the plus money ticket, and it's going to be the bottom of the Orioles order. But listen, all I know is at this point, Baltimore's got 3 at-bats. Chicago's got 2. We've got the better team.
We got the better 10, even without the team. Yep.
But I still think they're the better team.
Yeah, we're definitely the favorite there in that game now.
For sure. Baltimore money line is minus 235, in fact.
Nice.
All right, so we got you $1 of value in that one. Toronto, we go to the bottom of the 7th. We'll see if they can come back at all. It's 3-1 Cleveland, 2 outs there. Minnesota scored 1 run, but there's 2 outs and a man on. And we are going to the top of the 4th. We're going to have the Brewers get up again. We need some Brewers runs. And the Brewers will have – it's going to be the bottom of that order. We got a lot of game left in Wrigley Field. We need 3 runs, I believe, out of the Milwaukee Brewers. So we got a couple of bets going on right now. You can see it on the bottom. JW, he got the dreaded odds change after the spinning wheel as well.
The spinning wheel, yeah.
Yeah, they're like thinking on if they want to put your bet in. I feel like it always gives the book a little out in case if they're like, oh, this guy actually caught us. He got a good number. Let's increase the odds and see if he wants to still do. List Lounge says this kid was terrible. Went down to the minors and came back throwing really well. I think he is talking about the Orioles pitcher.
Oh, okay. Before I forget, so what? So did a twin hit? It must have hit a homer.
The Twins, yes, Lewis Homer to left field. Since then, we got 2 outs and a single out of Taylor. The lineup flips over, man on first, 2 outs, 3-1 game right now in the bottom of the 4th. But we are going to eventually get to that Cleveland pen that we like, that is good, and that would be in a position in a 2-run game to bring their A guys. Ryan C., you're getting free rolled on the odds betting live unless it's during a TV timeout. Listen, I think you're right, Ryan. I mean, because one thing we all know is that their feed is quicker than ours, and especially, and I've made this point so many times, especially as we move more and more to streaming, right? And we are seeing these things on streaming services or on, a stream you can find on the internet. That delay is inherently going to get even more and more. And so you are behind, unless, like you said, Ryan, kind of, unless you're at a TV timeout or something like that, right? Or a pitching change, or the end of an inning or something like that. That's why one of the times I look, and we don't have it right now, is in the NBA. When teams call a 20-second timeout and try to slow the momentum, a lot of times that's like the far end of the swing. So I like doing that when teams call timeout in the NBA. JW, should I take that Minnesota-Cleveland under 8.5 at plus 105 if I missed it earlier? Now it's
basically what we
7.5. It's now moved to 8.5, but plus money.
Shit, there must have been a double in that game. First and third.
But we got 2 outs, though.
Yeah, we
got 2 outs. We need Polanco. We need Polanco to make an out here. 0-1 count I've got on him. But that did push the live game total to 8.5. I still am a fan in the under in this game, Maddie. What do you think about the question here in the chat from JW?
Yeah, 8.5 at plus money. Shit, we're sitting at 7.5.
We're sitting at 7.5, and still, I kind of still am okay with it. So,
I mean, obviously, it comes down to if they get this guy in. So,
0-2 count.
Probably.
0-2 count on Polanco.
Probably, because even if they get another run here, you're still live.
I agree.
I mean, it'll be 3-2, but you'll need still 3 more runs. You still win.
Yes. We like the under in this one, JW. We don't think there's going to be a ton of runs. I think that ballpark doesn't profile for a ton of runs. I think that Cleveland bullpen is generally good. We got a 1-2 count here. And I'm going to tell you right now, J-Dub, if you like it, get it when the threat is happening, okay? Because if Cleveland gets out of this inning, that is probably going to go back down. That might go back down to 7.5. So if you like it, and we kind of do, then hammer it right now. 1-2 count on the batter Polanco. No doubt, JW. Let's see what happens, but we're going to be sweating it out with you. Damon is in there. The Keg channel is back. Yeah, we are. Not only is it back, but check out Keg on social media. We're putting more and more shows out there. I think we were doing some NFL divisions. My guy Spread a Stare is back in the building. I was doing stuff with him, doing live cast during the NBA playoffs here on the Keg channel. He's sharp as they come. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities out there, okay? And one thing Keg does is great. He puts up the whole schedule, whether it's live lines, take it to the bank, the NASCAR races, all the stuff that's out there. So what you need to do, Damon and everybody else, when you're on the channel, click that button to subscribe to it, and you'll get a notification when we're going live. And basically, you'll get a notification, and it's like, oh, here's a way for me to win some money, So get those notifications, and hopefully it works out for you. What's up,
I don't even know. I think Keg is up 150 units this year or something. It's something I don't even know. His record is 80 and 600 losses, and he's up 150 units.
Yeah, because he's giving 8-1 plays out all the time. He hit it 80-1 at one point in one of those races.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's doing an amazing job.
Oh, absolutely.
We brought on Spread, and we brought on Tyler as well. We got Stevie Boynton in there, Gav.
Yeah,
it's a good team.
So growing it, to be sure. We got a little pop-up in Minnesota, I think, That is the third out of the inning. It is. So they get out of the jam. Okay.
Now
and
JW is looking real good. He's a big time favorite.
Right. That's great to note, right? Because let's see. Boom. Now they are still hanging the 8.5, Matt, but the under is now minus 138.
Yeah.
So, that was what, 20 cents for that one out. Now that we've averted the threat, under 8.5 is heavily juiced. We need it under 7.5, but we still got a 3-run cushion going into the fourth. And we like the Cleveland bullpen here in this kind of situation. So I'm not mad at that. Baltimore, nobody on, 1 out. They are minus 210. Remember, I was talking about them as we came on. I saw them at minus 125, I believe, but we got them at plus money. We got them at plus money because we did it when the White Sox had men on. So right now we got 3 official bets out there for you. It's the game total in Minnesota under 7.5. It's the Brewers who we need to score.
Nolan Arenado and Goldie were 12 of 19 off Lugo with 5 home runs coming into this game.
Goldie struck out in the bottom of the 5th. Arenado is going to lead off. You need the ribby from him, though, right? So you need.
I'll take either one. Yeah.
Yep. Tom Zaffino in the chat. We had 9 of us live for the UFC Saturday at 7 a.m. Yo, who was that female? Richard or something like that? Everybody was on. Keg was giving that play out like 2 weeks in advance, and she came home. I was doing a quote unquote expert fantasy football draft at a bar, and I forgot that the card was in Singapore. And like it's freaking 12:30 or something, and they had the UFC on. I was like, oh shit, I missed it. Gnarly saying that was epic. That's good stuff, fellas, out of JW. That's probably the fact of what happened in Minnesota.
What's the deal with Blue Jays? No chance we get 3.5. That's just a stupid question. 2.5.
They're giving me 2.5 at plus money with a man on second. Baltimore not doing anything. Still nobody on there.
They got Bummer on the mound.
What we need is I'll tell you what I do like here, though. Steele, 77 pitches through 4. We're going to get to the Cubs bullpen pretty soon. And the Brewers lineup turns over. It's going to be 9-1-2. So this is going to be the 3rd time through the order. We're starting the 3rd time through the order on Steele. He'll be approaching 80 pitches already. We're in the bottom of the 4th. We just need a crooked number. We need one crooked number pretty much, and we'll be okay in that. You wanted to talk about Texas. Now we're going into the top of the 9th in that game.
Yeah,
that's 1-0. Not much really left to do there. You could get the Mets almost 5.5 to 1 to come back if you want to do that. But that's really all they're going to offer you there with that game so deep into it.
What about the Pirates?
Plus 186. Enough for you?
It's getting close.
And they got men on to start the 5th, right?
I have 2 outs.
Men on first and second, though, yeah?
First and second, 2 outs.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get this guy. I mean,
out of the order.
He gave up a hit. I mean, I don't trust Casey's bullpen.
No, it's a bad bullpen. We know that.
What? It's still plus 180 something with 2 men on.
It went up to 2-1. 0-1 count. 2 outs, 2 on. It's an even 2-1 right now.
I think the Pirates are a better team. I mean, not by much, but
they're in the same tier of.
They're in the same tier, yeah.
Of dog poo, but yes.
The thing to KC, I mean, they have the second worst bullpen.
Right. They're out of it though. They did not score.
Okay.
Well, they did not score. We go to the bottom of the 5th. And now it's plus 245.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, it's going to get better.
You got 45 cents because they didn't score. They didn't get that run home in the top of the 5th. It is only a 1-run game.
If that gets to $3 at some point
soon,
that may be a spot, right?
So it may be, but if $3 is a benchmark for you, and you were talking about the variance at Coors Field, the Rockies have scored in the bottom of the second, and they are down by only a run. They're at plus 310 against what obviously is a great Atlanta Braves team, best record, I believe, in the National League.
Yeah, that's.
Hey, Toronto scored. That game is 5-2 now with Vladdy Jr. up, men on second. So the times when you were getting 3.5 runs at plus money, now you're winning if you did that. That's we were talking about. You wanted to get the 4.5 runs with juice so heavily.
Yeah.
I told you could get the 3.5 runs at plus money a few times. And now with the one, it was about could Toronto win the game from here on in? And they have scored in the bottom of the seventh. It was Biggio who came around to score. And now they got 2 outs, men on second with Vladdy Jr. up. So that was one of the things we were talking about at plus 3.5. We didn't officially put it in. If you followed us and did put it in, you're in a better spot now. Tom Zaffino says it was Blanchfield. She's a beast. Yes, That's exactly who we were talking about. Keg gave that out like weeks beforehand. And she came on in. I believe it was decision victory, though.
What happened in Baltimore? McKenna scored, so he's in scoring position for Adley, right? Is that what you got?
Let me see. Yes. McKenna stole second. I have.
All right, we need Adley to come through
Adley
here.
with a man on duck on the pond, proverbially. I've got a 2-2 count on him.
3-2.
Even better. If we get after that, it's my American League Rookie of the Year, Gunnar Henderson, up after that. Did you see, by the way, that at some books, Mookie Betts is now the favorite for NL MVP?
Probably until last night, though. Acuna just went off last night.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if you can get Acuna at plus money.
Like, shit, don't forget about our place.
Yeah, we'll do that. Let's do that right now. After they walked Adley, we're out of the top of the fifth in Minnesota. Cleveland did not score. And I am looking at now the Brewers lineup flipping over. Yelich is up. Steele is at 82 pitches through 4 1/3. He's given up 5 hits, but we need a couple of runs. Third time through the order, getting into the 5th and 6th innings, like I always say, is where we can get some runs. But that being said, you're right. We are 15 minutes away from first pitch on the West Coast game. So, Matt, why don't you go first this time around? Because you are putting some things together in the alternate universe, my friend. When I was at another network, I used to literally do a segment called the alternate universe, and I was putting up Dodgers games plus 3.5, minus 3.5, and totals in the same vein. And that's where you went today for your parlay, huh?
I mean, I literally don't know how this loses. I don't know. I can't even believe the book let me put the line where I want. So we're going to go from 1.5 to 4.5 with the Diamondbacks. We're going to take the 9 total, or it was 9.5, down to 6.5.
Okay.
And we're going to parlay them together at minus 115.
And it's only minus 115, after that kind of move in your favor, you still get it at minus 115. So to be clear, we're getting the Diamondbacks plus 4.5, and we're getting this game total to basically go to 7 or more. Matty, in essence, teasing a baseball game, 3 runs on both the side and the total is what he was doing there. And you can get that at minus 115. I am backing, you know how you always say you like to bet with streaks, not against streaks?
Yes, sir.
The hottest team right now in Major League Baseball, and now a contender in the American League West, is the Seattle Mariners. Listen to this. I got some stats for you.
Yeah.
Okay? They're 12-1. They're 12-1 in their last 13 games, right? In those 13 games, they're averaging 7.5 runs a game, Matt.
Yep.
Okay. In that stretch, they lead the major leagues in homers, in batting average, in OPS, in on-base percentage, and within this stretch in the last month, they're doing even better against lefties. Who's on the hill for them tonight for Oakland? It's Waldichuk, I think, a lefty.
Yeah,
a lefty pitching to a 6 ERA. The Mariners offense has been so hot right now. It's like liquid hot magma. So I'm taking the team total. Magma. I'm taking the team total. I'm taking the Mariners team total over 4.5. It is minus 120. Another way you can play it that I actually like. I didn't put it as a banner. But you can get Seattle money. You know how you do the money line total parlay?
Yeah.
They offer that together.
Yeah.
Seattle money line over 7.5. I saw at plus 150. So if you don't like playing the minus 120 just for Seattle to win the game and the game to go over 7.5 is plus money. So do it however you like it. I'm on the Seattle team total over 4.5. That at minus 120. And Maddie is on Diamondbacks staying close to the Dodgers. I believe Kershaw on the hill for the Dodgers tonight. And the game, going over 6.5. That one at minus 115 over at Barstool.
All right, come on. Santander. Let's go.
Santander. Yes. Oh, because
2-0
walked and Gunnar walked. So now we got the bases loaded for Santander. If any of you people have gone traveling in the Caribbean or in some of the Spanish-speaking countries, the Santander is a big bank out there. I go to the Santander ATMs all the time when I go to Mexico or the Caribbean.
In the bottom of the 5th now in Minnesota, runner on first, 1 out.
Yeah,
2 balls,
back up middle of that order.
2 balls.
Lopez.
2 balls, 1 strike in Baltimore.
Yep. And
2-2.
Lopez has got 88 pitches for the Twins so far. We got a favorable count. Actually, now it's 2-2 on Santander.
Missed the boat on the Rangers. Shit.
They tacked on. They got an extra run in the top of the 9th. Santander has put the 2-2 pitch in play. I think it looks like he's grounded out to end the inning, though, unfortunately.
Fuck.
That was a bases loaded chance here. Maybe it got through. I'll let you know in a second. No, we got a base knock.
We got a base knock? 2
Yeah, we got a base knock.
2 come in?
We got a base knock. We got a Baltimore lead.
2 come in or 1?
I'll tell you when it actually
They would have been running with 2 outs.
You would think so. I just needed to catch up. I don't want to say something that's wrong. If you see it in the chat, if you're somehow ahead of us, let me know. Oh, wait a second.
I have a move for 3.
4-1 Baltimore. 4-1 Baltimore.
It must have been a double?
It was a double to clear the bases. So now our Baltimore looks real good.
Nice. Let's go.
Now Baltimore looks real good. You see it on the bottom line there. We've got Baltimore money line at plus 114. Now in the bottom of the 7th, it is Santander who comes through with a double, a 2-out double to clear the bases and give the Orioles a 4-1 lead. We are 6 White Sox outs away from that one coming on home. We also now have another sweat spot in Minnesota. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Runners on the corners with 1 out for the Twins.
Yeah.
We need a double play ball. We can get a ground ball, double play ball there.
Royce Lewis is up.
We also...
I think Seattle gave up on Royce Lewis too quick.
I'm going to switch to that Cleveland, Minnesota game. That's the one we're all watching right now. And so if you guys didn't get it, remember first pitch on the West Coast games. I'm on the Mariners team total. You can also get Seattle money line plus the over in that game at plus 150. And Maddie is going to the alternate universe, taking Arizona plus 4.5 and the over, which I saw earlier in the day at 8.5. He took it down to 6.5 and hopped over that one. So that's another way to go.
Is Pittsburgh $3 yet?
Is Pittsburgh $3?
Oh, they just got the leadoff hitter on.
The answer is no.
Yeah, because the leadoff hitter just got on.
Yeah, they're not even $2.
Yeah,
they're like plus 140 is what I'm seeing. You're right. They got the leadoff man on, and Charlie Hayes' son is up right now.
Fire. He's on fire.
Is he?
Oh my
That's
God.
the reason why it's only plus 138 then.
I mean, he's probably this month been one of the 2 or 3 best players in baseball.
Well, then maybe he's going to do something here to tack on for us. You want to get him at the plus? You want to get it at the plus 148, top of the 6th, man on, nobody out?
No.
Okay, fair enough. Another, like I said, Minnesota is really a hot spot for us, and that one's locked. I think that one's in play. Let's see what happens there. We need a ground ball to be sure.
Royce can run pretty well. You're locked there?
I am locked. It looks like we got a fly ball out. I'm looking to see if the runner tagged up, but no. We've got 2 outs now and runners on the corners in Minnesota.
Okay, that was a big out.
So that's, and I'm going to tell you something else. The game total has dropped back down to 7.5.
Okay.
Because remember, it was up to 8.5. I think it was JW asking us about the 8.5. So it got to 8.5, but now it's down to 7.5. Vasquez is up, 0-1 count, 2 outs. If we can get through this, we're looking a little bit better. We're looking a little bit better in this one. In Minnesota, it was a shallow fly ball to right field. The runner could not tag up on it last time around. So that's why the runners are still on the corners. 0-2 count now on Vasquez. This would be a nice. Getting out of this with a 0 would be nice for our.
We need some runs from the Brewers here, huh?
We do. The Cubbies are up in the bottom of the. Cubbies are still up in the bottom of the 5th. They're threatening. Manischewitz, Matzo Ball, Mikey Talkman is up with bases of men on the corners and 1 out. When the Brewers get up, you know how I've always been talking about that 6th inning, Matt. Right? I talk about the 6th inning all the time.
Yep.
In the 6th inning with Steele entering that inning with 94 pitches. I don't even know if he's going to come out for the 6th. And it'll be 3, 4, and 5 for Milwaukee.
Yeah, we need to get him out.
Right? And we are out of the inning in Minnesota. We're out of the inning in Minnesota, so that's good. Still a 3-1 game.
So we're a favorite there now too. So we're a dog probably still in Chicago, but we're a favorite in the other 2, I would say.
Definitely a favorite in Baltimore. We're a big-time favorite in Baltimore. That is to be true. Baltimore, coming back on the White Sox is almost 19-1. The game total is at 7.5 in Minnesota, but the under 7.5, which is the bet we have, is minus 174. So yes, we are a favorite in that one. The Brewers, we need to get some runs out of the Brewers. That's what it comes down to. We're going to get started on these West Coast games. Waldichuk, hopefully pitching batting practice to the Mariners. And it's Kelly versus Kershaw in the nightcap at Chavez Ravine.
I think the only way my pick loses is if it goes under 6.5.
That's what I was saying. Before we came on, you were asking, how does this not hit? And what I said was like the Dodgers win a 4-1 game.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
that's the way it would happen, but that's not what we're looking for. Okay, ultimately, what's going to wind up happening is the Dodgers are going to win that game 6-3, Matty. That's what's going to happen. A 6-3 Dodgers win will get you there.
Sounds good.
All right. Tim Anderson can't do anything to start off the 8th for the White Sox. So we're 5 outs away in Baltimore. That one looks good.
Looks like we actually have a breather here for a second. Nothing really going on. I'm going to take a quick piss.
All right. What we do have is your guys coming up potentially for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If y'all didn't know, and by the way, as we're saying, check us out not only when we're here live, but on the Discord as well. Maddie was giving out some plays on the website as well. Maddie giving out some plays there. He was talking about the Goldschmidt and Arenado, the Ribby or the run for those guys. They're going to be coming down. We're at 7, 8, 9 in the Cardinals lineup. Seth Lugo, who started for the Padres, he's gone 88 pitches already. So we might get to that bullpen there of the Padres next time around for the Cardinals. But the real thing we need to do is we got to see what happens here in Wrigley Field. That is a 1-0 game. That's a 1-0 game, and we need Milwaukee to score a little bit. What I do like about it is that Steele, who has been great for the Cubbies lately, he is at 90 some odd pitches. He's at 94 pitches through 5. All right. So when we get to the top of the 6th and it's 3, 4, and 5 for the Brewers, we're either going to get a stretched thin Steele third time around at coming up on 100 pitches, or we're going to get the Cubs bullpen. Either way, I think we have an opportunity for Milwaukee to score here when we get to their part of the top of the 6th, and we'll need some.
4 outs away in Baltimore now.
Yep. And by the way, that is a 5-2 game, Nationals and Blue Jays. So if you took the 3.5,
looking good.
You're looking decent. Whit Merrifield is on first base for them in the bottom of the 8th. And that lineup will probably flip around one more time in the bottom of the 9th. We should get back to, and this bottom of that lineup is not bad. I mean, they're hitting Biggio in the 8th spot, Kiermaier in the 9th spot. Then it flips over to Springer. You know about Vladdy Jr. and the rest. Ooh, Ventos homered for the Mets. That run that the Rangers put up in the top of the 9th matters, as the Mets have scored 1 in the bottom of the 9th. That's a 2-1 game there, but there are 2 outs. That was the last licks there for the Mets. They had nobody on and 2 outs, and Ventos went deep to right center, keeping them alive, supposedly, in that game. 2 outs at the top of the 6th. 2 outs real quick in the top of the 6th in Minnesota. Cleveland holding on to that game 3-1. We are under 7.5. So we have 3 runs of cushion in that one. If you were with us earlier in the chat, I think it was JW. He was looking at that under 8.5. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
And check this out. We got a double out of Alejandro Kirk in Toronto. So the Blue Jays, who are down 5-2, they now have runners on second and third with 1 out. If you hit that plus 3.5, you get another run in here. That one would look much better for you as well. 3-run shot would actually tie it up. Dylan Varsho looks like his pinch hitting coming up.
So no RBIs or runs scored from Goldie and Arenado.
No, but Goldie may get up in the bottom of the 7th. Right now, it's the meat of the Padres order coming up. They are up 4-3. The only thing you don't like there is you're going to get the best out of the bullpen from the Fathers, and they do have a pretty good bullpen.
Guy on first in Minnesota.
Yeah, but 2 outs. I feel all right about that one.
Ramirez up, though.
It is Ramirez up, though, so we'll keep an eye out on that. The Cubs did not get an extra run. Nico Horner lined into a double play. So it's still 1-0 after 5 in Wrigley. I want to see if Steele comes out here for the 6th. He's at 94 pitches. I don't think he's going to, Matt.
Yeah, 50-50 on that one. What are the Pirates?
You're trying to get the Pirates, aren't you? You're trying to find a way to
I'm trying to pick on their pen, right?
It is not enough for you. It's plus 250.
Getting there.
It's getting there.
Getting late too.
It's getting there. We'll see what Bobby Witt Jr. does. What I want to see is the Brewers put up runs this inning. This is a big inning for the Brewers backers. It's going to be 3, 4, and 5 on the Brewers for the Brewers up this inning. Let me ask you something. I came on at the top of the show, Maddie, and I do believe now that we get to September, we're going to get more kids called up. We're going to get pitchers that are approaching innings limits, and we're going to get teams that are out of it, kind of the letting the kids play, as it were. As I do believe we are
they're out of the inning.
The bottom of the 6th in Minnesota, by the way. Diving catch to end the top of the 6th. Out of who? Who was that? Great catch in the outfield to end that half inning.
Field's still out there.
That's surprising to me.
I mean, he's fucking throwing 93 miles an hour right down the middle. Like, what are we doing? I understand he's had a good year, so good for him, but he's looking very hittable.
And it's the 3rd time through, so these guys have seen him.
Uh-oh. Stay fair.
What do we got? Is that gone? Kana?
No. It was foul.
get me so excited for no reason.
It looked like he was hitting it down on what's Waverland or what's that street back behind?
Waveland Avenue. Yeah.
And it went like
excited like that and tease me. It's usually $20 a song, Matty.
Yeah, that's true.
So Connor's got a 1-2 count on him, right?
Yeah, he was out in front of it. Looked like he hit it a lot better.
All right. But listen, he's fouling a couple off, and Steele's going to be at about 100 pitches. This one's in play. Let's see what we got here. Ground ball to the left side.
I don't know how I'm watching it live. Are you watching it live?
I'm watching a different game live. What I am seeing is on the app, on like the FanDuel app, they have like the, like tracking the game, and that stuff pops up before I ever see it on TV, because then they move the odds as a result of what's happened. So it's Willy Adames now. Anna did, in fact, ground out. We're going to get to the bottom of the seventh in St. Louis. Your boys might come up here. You might get a ribby situation out of Goldschmidt if anybody can get on base there.
No, it's 8-9-1 coming
right.
up.
And Goldie's in the 2 spot. So anybody get
on deck. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Toronto, by the way, Toronto scored a run in the 7th and a run in the 8th. It's now 5-3. Okay. So that's now a 2-run gap. And I think we were discussing the Toronto plus 3.5. Yeah.
I was looking to try to get on that, but yeah.
They've started in Seattle. We need Seattle to score some runs. I'm not mad at that. If they do,
kind of low scoring there in Colorado, huh?
No, it's stopped. It's 2-1 still. It's still 2-1 Atlanta. That one is in the 4th inning. We are also 3 outs away in Baltimore. To your point now, we're in the bottom of the 6th in Minnesota. Game total there has fallen. Remember, it touched up to 8.5. We told, I think it was JW to go under that. The game total is now 6.5 in Minnesota, as there's 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 6th.
So we're
7.5.
Yeah, big time favorites in 2 and getting to be a big time dog here pretty soon in 1.
For Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Milwaukee, there's still nobody out. Nobody on, 2 out there.
Got a single.
Oh, we got on. All right. Listen, bloop and a blast is all it takes.
What do we get? It's 2.5 though, right?
Yeah, it's all it takes to make it,
No, I know, but I was just wondering, did we get 1?
Yes. Right now, oh my goodness. Do we put bad money in and more bad money than now? Now the Brewers team total is a 0.5 run, Matty.
What? In the 6th inning?
Total now is 0.5 run.
Well, what's the juice? No, you got to take it. You got three at bats to get 1 run.
Minus 145.
Dude, you want to take it? You get you got 3 at bats plus.
Yeah, I'll run. Listen, I hear you.
To get 1 run.
I think they're going to get a run. I just don't want to. I don't want to lose twice.
Well, but I mean, oh my God, did he crush that ball? Dude, he hit that one onto the street. Just yeah, but it was foul.
Oh, look. See, again, you're lap dancing me over here. That's twice in this inning.
He had to hit that 460
home runs are exciting us. Straighten it out here, Weimer. Straighten it out.
Holy shit, he hit it out of the stadium.
But foul.
Okay, now Justin Steele's getting a little lucky here now.
Well, I mean, he's at 109 pitches. You don't usually see starters go this long. So it's interesting that they're getting it. They just now it's like almost like they're out in front, right?
Fuck. 0.5 run? Is that what you're telling me?
That is what I'm telling you. Yes.
Just the principality.
But it's at minus 150 now.
Do you remember Friday? It's the principality, Smokey.
Yes.
Big
true.
Worm.
You're absolutely right. I mean, they're gonna score a run, right? You want me to put it in?
Well, they're out of the inning, so we still have 7. Now we should get a better number: 7, 8, and 9.
We will. So let's see what happens after the inning. Okay, so now it's 125. It went down to 125.
Minus 125.
Yeah. For
15 cents?
3 at-bats. 3 at more like 25 cents. It got to minus 150.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
So we get 3 more at-bats.
I mean, it's just math, right? You could Google it, right?
Nah, I hear you. And there's no way Steele's coming out again. He's at 111.
But I mean, if you said to me that their team total was going to be 3 at the beginning of the game, I would have said, "Oh, we got it," because that's basically what you're telling me. We have 3 innings to get 1 run.
Yeah, and I think this game I'm trying to find, but remember it closed at 6.5. I thought that was crazy low. It is profiling that way right now, but I don't think the Brewers get shut out tonight. Do you? I guess not, right?
I can't believe I'm hesitating on this one.
I'll put it in. I'll put it in if you want.
The only reason I'm hesitating is because what you say, you're throwing money at bad money, right?
Is it right? That's what I'm saying. Are we chasing the dragon here? Smokestack saying Steele is definitely Cy Young worthy, but here's the deal, Smokestack. He's 111 pitches in. So at this point, what we're looking at is not scoring against Steele. It's 3 at-bats to score against the Cubs bullpen, not against Steele. I think you're right, Smokestack. He's been pitching well. I don't think he's Cy Young worthy. He might be a finalist or something like that. I think he's the 4th highest odds. I'm actually going to check the NL Cy Young odds, but I was going to tell people, we were talking about, Matty, the NL MVP and how, Betts actually leapfrogged Acuna as the favorite. I'm telling you right now, Spencer Strider is like plus 250 to win the NL Cy Young. Zach Gallen is the favorite right now, Matty. I think that's ridiculous.
Wow.
Okay. And I think that's a place you can go. So I'm going to look up Steele, and I'm going to tell you about that Cy in the National League right now.
We're through 6 in Minnesota, and the Baltimore's trying to add on, and they did, I think.
Yeah, they did. It's 5-1 now. So check this out. Oh, it moved a ton. Guess who is, Matty, who would you say is the favorite for the National League Cy Young right now? I'm staring at FanDuel.
Well, I'd have to really.
It was Gallen earlier in the week. It's not anymore.
I'd really have to go
it's
through.
It's not Strider either.
I was going to say, is it Strider? It'd be Strider.
No, Strider's the second choice. I took him at like plus 275 earlier in the week. He's down to 2-1. Who do you think is the favorite to win the NL Cy Young right now?
Well, I would have said Strider, so I don't know.
It's Snell.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but it wasn't on tip of my tongue, that's for sure.
Right. But to me, if Atlanta runs away and hides, they're going to find a way to get these guys hardware.
Yeah.
So I like, by the way, in that market, I like Spencer Strider. And just to give you the updated numbers, it's been flip-flopping all week. Now Betts is at plus 110 for the MVP. Acuna at minus 150 for the MVP. Smokestack is right. Gallen got destroyed last night. That's why he's fallen off. But I think Strider is a good look for the NL Cy, and you can get him at still better than 2-1. Smokestack says this is definitely a division game that ends up being 1-0 to the end. The question is, do we want to take that Brewers? Will the Brewers score a run tonight?
What a play! Yeah, I guess we're really not up against it time-wise.
The Cubs are hitting right now. The Cubs are hitting right now.
I mean, just the answer is yes. I mean, because
let's do it.
Most teams will score 1 run in 3 innings. I mean, it's just.
I'm with you. So we're gonna add to it. We're gonna double down on the Brewers.
You decide.
Oh, I do not think the Brewers are getting shut out. I do not think the Brewers are getting shut out tonight. I want to do it. The only thing that I'm hesitating with, if you look at our scroll right now, Matt, our Minnesota-Cleveland total looks good.
Yep.
Our Baltimore play looks good.
And
I
it's
don't want to end the show being undefeated outside of the Brewers and then losing 2 Brewers bets to make the show a wash. That's what I want to avoid here.
You take our money and go home. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying let's find something else, but let's not necessarily go back to Wrigley.
But isn't that the best spot on the board?
It is. I mean, we're consistently searching for stuff, but will the Brewers score a run? I do think is a winner. Yes, I do think that's a winner.
And is it like minus 115 or something?
Minus 120.
Fuck. What happened to the days of minus 110?
It doesn't anymore. Even now, when it's even on both sides, it's like minus 113 on both sides.
They have
That's making you pay the extra tax. Yep. I agree with you.
So it used to be what, 52.4% you were profitable.
To be profitable.
Yeah, but that's at a minus 110 average. Who averages 110? Yeah. One year I tracked all my bets. I think I ended up averaging like 118 for the average of my bets. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your boys are going to come up in the bottom of the 8th here. Goldschmidt, Gorman, Arenado in the bottom of the 8th here for St. Louis.
Yeah, that's it. So
that is most likely the last time through the order, unless we see extra innings there.
That's the Brave. So we got a guy in first in Minnesota with 2 outs. Let's get out of this inning, please.
That one's looking better and better, to be honest. Cubs starting to threaten in the bottom of the 6th.
Orioles added on.
Orioles are done?
Orioles added on 7-1.
Oh, yeah. So that one's coming home for us. The real question is, do we tack on?
I don't know. What's the chat think?
What's the chat think? Good question.
We're a team.
Do we double up on Milwaukee here? If you see something, say something.
Yeah, is Milwaukee getting 1 run?
Mariners. Smokestack is on the Mariners to win in the first 5. If you weren't here before, I'm on the Mariners team total. I also believe Mariners money line plus over in that game at plus 150 is a way you could go. Smokestacks lets us know the Orioles are tacking on. That one is now 7-1 Baltimore. So we found the spot for them. Baltimore got 3 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and they're still hitting. Back to Adley Rutschman.
2 outs in Minnesota, guy in first.
Yeah, that one looks decent right now. Brennan is up there. Any thoughts on Braves Rockies, Matty? That one still only 2-1.
Again, how do you really know what's going to happen there? You just take, I don't know.
So let me ask you about the game total then. The game total, which closed at 12, I now see down to 9.5, and it's just so easy for these teams to explode.
Yeah, Charlie Morton's a sinker baller. That's probably serving him well there.
That's true. Yeah, but so was Mike Hampton, who went over there. They still got rocked, you know?
Yeah, that he did.
I don't know if you're still searching for the number for the Pirates because they only have 2 at-bats left, but you finally got something that you wanted before. It's over to $3 at plus 340. It's a 1-run game.
340.
340. You got 6 outs left for your Pirates.
Plus
330.
We
got a run. A run scores in Minnesota. It's now 4-1 Cleveland.
All right.
4-1. Jimenez scored 4-1, so that's at 5. We still got a 2-run cushion there. In that one, we're in the 7th inning. We need that good Cleveland bullpen to hold up tonight. Blue Jays coming up for last licks in the bottom of the 9th. They'll have Biggio, Kiermaier, and Springer. And this is one where if you bet the 3.5, you're probably a winner already.
Yeah.
This is one where if you're holding Toronto plus 3.5, if you're holding Toronto plus 2.5, you want them to go quietly in the night. because extra innings would be the only way that you would lose that if you had them on the run line. So we'll see what happens if the Blue Jays can make any noise in the bottom of the ninth. We need to get out of the seventh in Minnesota. That game is now 4-1 Cleveland.
That one's going to be a sweat.
It is because Minnesota will hit in the bottom of the ninth, probably against Clase.
Yep. We need some help in the Brewers game. What are they doing?
Nothing yet. We still have the same 3 at-bats.
I know.
We still have the same 3 at-bats, and I'll let you know that number of, in essence, will the Brewers score? It's locked right now. But when it comes back up, last time I saw it, it was at like minus 125 or so. Smokestack asks, what'd you think of the Dodgers game?
Against variance is what I would say. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why he teased the total and he went to the alternate run line there. I'll get that one back.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was asking about the Colorado game. Sorry. Yeah.
Dodgers game.
I mean, I took some alternative shit. I mean, it's not hard to find if you jump on Barstool. Barstool had it. I think Rivers had it. So you can find it. It wasn't that hard to find, actually.
All right. And there it is. It's up again. If you are wondering, getting 4.5 with Arizona, taking the game total down to 6.5. That's what Matty did. And you can still get that, minus 115, which isn't bad. So there's the answer to your question there, Smokestack. We are
okay out of the inning in Minnesota.
Minus 120. Minus 120 for the Brewers. Minus 118 for the Brewers to score a run. We are out of the top of the seventh in Minnesota. These are really the hot spots. Oh, look at this. The Blue Jays have the first 2 men on in the bottom of the ninth. George Springer.
That's the pen. Washington pen.
Now George Springer now up, 2 men on, nobody out. Remember, coming into this, Washington was up 2-1 just as we came on air, and the Toronto Blue Jays were one of the teams I was talking about to come on back. Now, we saw them at plus 3.5, plus 2.5. Those look good, but money line is intriguing here. 3-0 count on Springer as well. So we could, with 2 men on, nobody out, and getting into the very dangerous part of the Toronto order. That one becomes very interesting.
We tried to get on that one. Baltimore's just laying it on the White Sox now. White Sox
laying it on, to be sure. The bases are now loaded in Toronto. Bases loaded in Toronto and a 1-0 count. This guy Finnegan, we're talking about how bad teams and bad bullpens are going to be bad. This is one of the times where Finnegan has lost the plate, Matty. All right, so we got bases loaded, nobody out in Toronto. Right now, Matt, it's locked. They're not going to give you anything.
You were going to give me something good there. I could see it in your face.
I was going to try and see what the Toronto money line was. Let me ask you this. Bases loaded, nobody out, 2-run deficit against the Nationals pen. Would you rather be – you'd still rather be Washington, right?
Well, if I didn't have Finnegan in there. But – no, I think I'd still rather be Washington just because you have double play balls, all over the place.
Would tie the game.
But you could still lose. I mean, that's the thing. Even if you did get that base hit, tie it up, Washington could still win. So you really need a double.
Fair, but I could also get 2 runs by making 2 outs here,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I get a fly ball to deep right field. I get the guy on second to go over to third also. Then I get another fly ball. I tie this game, So we'll see. This is an interesting spot here. Bases loaded for Schneider. 2-2 count. And the very dangerous Vladdy Jr. on deck for Toronto.
We got
struck out Schneider. So now it's Vladdy Jr. with bases loaded and 1 out in Toronto. And we are going to the top of the 7th in Wrigley Field. The Brewers will have 7, 8, 9 on. It looks like it's going to be Mark Leiter Jr. that's on for the Cubbies.
Leadoff hitter on for the Twins. They're going to make us sweat this one.
Yeah, they are. 0-1 counts of Vladdy. I'm telling you, Vladdy could hit a go-homer here as well. Anything deep. A base hit would tie the game here for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Bases loaded, 1 out. Let's see what he does. Finnegan has loaded the bases. Polanco walked to start the bottom of the 7th for the Twinkies. This is the middle of the Twinkies order here. You know, Kepler, then Correa. If we can get through this one,
yeah, that'd be huge.
and the next time it'll turn over, it'll be against Class A, you know? So Goldie's up, by the way, for your Cardinals.
I know.
5-3. Goldie's leading off the 8th. I got him with a 1-2 count.
2-2. What are the Pirates?
You keep wanting to find out about the Pirates. The Pirates, we're going to the top of the 8th here. It's a 1-run game. The Pirates are 240.
Actually, I'll take a walk here from Goldie. I think I just have him for a run score.
A run scored?
And we need Nolan to get him in. 240. It's interesting.
Oh, we got a 5-4 game in Toronto. But he grounded out. So now we've got 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. It's a 1-run game in Toronto. And it's going to be who's up in that spot? Jansen is up in that spot coming up. Vladdy grounded out. And all the runners moved up.
Pirates got the leadoff runner on.
So you lost that chance.
Yeah. Although I don't know. I mean,
Jansen is up, 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, last chance for the Blue Jays. Base hit would win the game. He makes out, they lose the game.
Goldie singled. That's good.
Who's that?
Goldie. Yeah.
Goldie's on first to lead it off. And so what you need here is Gorman to get him to 3rd, and then Arenado can even just sack fly, get you what you need.
Well, yeah, even if I get just the run, the run by Goldie, it's profitable.
Bottom of the 7th we go to. We're stretching in Minnesota. It's a 4-1 game.
Do you think Casey's bullpen will give this up?
Plus 245. Man on first, 1 out. I only got 5 outs to work with. I would have loved to have gotten it earlier. I'm here watching the Toronto one. 2-1.
Oh, we got Looks like we got out of the inning in Minnesota.
Yeah, we did. We're stretching in Minnesota. Yes. 3-1 count on Jansen. Up next in that order is Whit Merrifield, who's a very good contact hitter. Full count on Jansen in Toronto. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, 2 out. It's a 5-4 game. Base hit could win it for the Blue Jays. He makes out. It would be a Nationals win. We could extend it with a walk. This is where we could get one of those balks to tie the game as well, like we've seen that one time with Mets Royals.
We lost a game on a pitch clock violation.
Yeah, there's been a lot of crazy. Brewers did not score in the top of the 7th. Mark Leiter, 1-2-3 inning. Mark Leiter Jr., excuse me.
Athletics 3-0.
Wow. Good thing.
That's all right. You got teams.
I just need Seattle to score. Yeah. I still feel okay about the Seattle offense. We are in play in Toronto. Can I get a base knock? Probably not. It looks like that might be. Yeah, that game is over. Washington wins 5-4. So that game is a final. However, if you had that plus 3.5, the plus 2.5.
So there you go. If we would have taken Washington when you asked me, who would you rather be? You said, who would you rather be? I said, Washington.
Yes. And they did ultimately win. They did ultimately win when that was locked. We had no opportunities there. Smokestack says the game's over in Milwaukee. If they can't score on Leiter Jr., you're definitely done. We got 2 at-bats left for them, but it's going to be 8-9-1 when they come back up in the 8th. The real spot for us right now is we're in the 8th inning in Minnesota.
Gorman struck out.
All right, so we're going to need something out of Arenado big to get that run home, huh?
Yep, double.
A double would do it.
Double cashes both.
As for what we are looking at, the biggest one right here is Guardians Twins. That game is in the top of the 8th. Just to reset, that's a 4-1 game right now. We are on the under 7.5. JW, who is in the chat, I think hammered the under 8.5. So he's got even a little bit more room to play with. And we got 1 out in the top of the 8th.
White Sox just need to go away. They start with 2 hits. I mean, I'm not real worried about it, but just end this game.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it either. What we're talking about there is in Camden Yards, where the Orioles are up 9-1 after getting 8 runs in the last 2 innings. Remember, we saw this at 1-0 Chicago. We saw it at 1-1. And then when the White Sox had runners on base, all it takes is some runners to get on base. Baltimore went back to plus money, and that's when we got it. Now they're up 9-1, and they are 3 outs away. They're not going to have, remember, their closer Batista is out, but they're not going to bring up whoever's the next man up in this situation either. They got Fujinami up on the hill for them, hoping to close this out, get 3 outs. Throw some strikes, brother man. That's what you need to do. Throw strikes. 1-2 count in Minnesota with 1 out. Arias is now out, so that is 2 outs, I believe. 2 outs in Minnesota in the top of the 8th. So that's good. If Cleveland can go quietly here in the top of the 8th, we're in decent shape. A few half innings we still need to Arenado didn't do what you needed.
No, I'm just thinking like Goldie's plus 200 and was 200 plus 200. He's been on base 3 times.
Right.
To get that 1 run.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think if you get on base 3 times, you come around with at least one of them, right?
Yeah.
Yep. The Guardians, have some action in the pen. Minnesota is going to have 5, 6, 7 up in the bottom of the 8th, looking to, get closer. So it's going to be the A guys in the bullpen for Cleveland, and that is a good bullpen in Cleveland. So, and then now it's Quan up, 0-1 count, nobody on, 2 outs. So that under continues to we're going to have to sweat this out, but it's been going our way.
It looks like maybe Goldie got to second somehow. So base hit. Come on.
Goldie got to no. Arenado grounded out.
Yes, but
that's what moved Goldie to second.
Right. No, that's okay. I'll just take as long as Goldie gets
1. Okay.
1.
You got the man. 1. He's in scoring position. 2 outs. It's Contreras up. Contreras is 1 for 3 on the night, so you know. So base knock would do it. Atlanta scored another run. That's 3-1 now. Ozuna with the ribby. He's got the ribby here in the 5th. He also went yard earlier in the game. He's got 2 of the 3 RBIs for the Braves in Coors Field. That game only 3-1. Oakland. So let me ask you this. With Oakland up 3-0, what do you want for Seattle? With Oakland up 3-0 early in the 2nd inning.
Well, you know what I'm going to say.
Well, you don't have 3-1.
3-0, 1 3.5 runs.
Oh, the Pirates have taken the lead.
Oh.
Charlie Hayes' son went yard.
Oh. How about me trying to get on them for a last hour and a half?
You were. You absolutely were. Pirates take the lead, and they got a man on third as Reynolds tripled after the Hayes homer.
Uh-oh. Contreras went yard.
Contreras has gone yard. Goldie has scored, and that game is now 5-5. Let's go.
Oh, my God. I didn't put him in as a as a run scored, I put him in as an RBI.
You had you had Goldie as the ribby, and he scored.
Oh my God!
Ugh. And then the Pirates have taken the lead. That game now 2-1 off of Hernandez. So listen, we were talking about attacking that Royals bullpen. Lounge in the building saying, when Twatty speaks, I press buttons. And he's giving me the vamos coño for the Pirates lead. So listen.
Yes.
Even though he was trying to get on it the whole time, we didn't put it in. But Lounge over here looks like he put it in. And here's another one. JW asking me. That's where I was going to go with you. Mariners now. They're down 3-0. But they're the hot team. And right now, they're 2-1 to come back. Plus 196. Money line. Plus 1.5 runs at plus money as well. I still think the Mariners are the play in this one. I'm looking in the same way you were looking for ways to get Baltimore, looking for ways to get these teams. I'm looking for a way to get Seattle now here, even though they're down 3-0 in their home ballpark, because it's only the bottom of the second, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of time there.
You know? So we got Seattle at plus 185 right now. They've got one runner on, but 2 outs. Big shout out to Kevin Taylor. Listen, this maybe makes you feel a little bit better, Twatty. Kevin Taylor hit the Pirates at 4-1 since you were talking about it all night.
No, that's awesome. But what inning is that?
The Pirates?
Yeah.
We're now going to the bottom of the 8th.
Okay, good. So we just got a couple more outs.
Yes. You got to get through 2 more Kansas City at-bats. This game is in Kansas City.
So here's the good news about the whole – I can't believe everyone around Goldie and Arenado are killing it. But the good news is we may get extra innings in that.
That's true, because now the game tied in 5. We may get it to turn around. We're going to the bottom of the 8th in Minnesota after Kwan struck out. 1, 2, 3 go the Guardians in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Walner, Lewis, Vasquez, which is 5, 6, 7 for Minnesota.
Will the White Sox just go away and be bad like you're always being? Just bounce into a double play.
For 2 in the top of the 9th, 1 out. I'm still don't even bring that into the universe.
It's like
don't even bring that into the universe, my friend.
You're bad. You've given up. Just go away.
Exactly right. Runner on second. Runner in scoring position for Seattle, potentially.
All right, I was lost in that St. Louis fiasco. Everyone getting around my boys. What were you saying?
I'm saying, is there a way to get back on the Mariners here? They're down 3-0, but it's only the bottom of the second. They're plus 190 on the money line. They're plus money even now, getting a 1.5.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What are they plus 2.5?
I can see plus 1.5. In the alternate universe, I can find you alternate. You want Seattle 2.5?
I mean, obviously, I want that.
Minus 168.
That's actually not terrible. With a guy on second, 2 outs.
It's a guy in second, but 2 outs right now.
Yeah, we may have to circle back.
We'll circle back. Listen, Mariners money line plus 182 is something that I'm not horribly mad at. You would want more though, right?
You need more. You to be down 3 runs. Shit, you need over 200.
I hear you, but their offense has delivered lately. Oakland is blunt guts trash.
I would rather you chase at their team total down to 3.5 probably now, right?
Okay. That's interesting. Let me see
because that's your position, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. I like that. It hasn't changed yet. I got the 4.5 at minus 120. Now the 4.5 is plus 110.
It's still 4.5 though.
It is still 4.5 because we're only in the second inning.
Yeah, but they
got a man on second, a base knock right here, and they got one of these runs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they are 5 outs in. They're 5 outs in, and they haven't changed the team total yet.
Well, they changed the juice by about 35 cents, though.
Yeah.
And we've got a man on second base here. Full count, by the way, on Moore.
I can't believe this Cardinals game.
The Pittsburgh one, man, Pirates did take the lead. You definitely have been talking about that. Good thing that Kevin Taylor got it at 4-1. So we're helping out. We're helping out the chat. We're helping out the chat.
I mean, it's just a matter of time before the Royals bullpen blows it.
Yeah.
Having said that, I mean, the Pirates bullpen can blow it right back, but they're not nearly as bad as the Royals pen.
We're out of the bottom of the second, I believe. Seattle did not score. There was a fly ball there. So now we might get the team total. Now the team total has dropped to 3.5.
We're out of the 8th in Minnesota. We got 6 outs.
Nice.
I haven't sweat it yet.
And right now we have a 2-run cushion in Minnesota. A 2-run cushion in Minnesota. We've won the Baltimore one. Is that Baltimore went final, I believe?
Yes.
So we won the Baltimore one. The Brewers look like a loss, but officially on the scroll, we've won one, we're looking bad in one, and we're looking good in one. We've also been discussing things, other elements here, like, for example, the Toronto one, where they did close to a 1-run loss. We saw them at plus 3.5 plus money. We were talking plus 2.5 plus money. So getting back on the Blue Jays. And I say this again, Maddie, that's the blueprint, right? Toronto was down at home. They closed back. Baltimore was down at home. They came all the way back and dominated. That's why I'm saying I am not scared of the Seattle Mariners right now. This is a far better team, the hottest team in all of baseball. They're almost 20 games over, and they're playing literally the worst team in Major League Baseball at home. And it's almost like the fact that Oakland got 3 runs in the first 2 innings, that's the anomaly, you know? So I understand that it's not the number you would like. By the way, the Seattle team total over 3.5 is minus 125. But Seattle right now, plus 220. How's that for you? How's that for your liking?
Yeah, so I wanted to get over 2.
I got it plus 220. I also have Seattle plus 1.5 at plus 130.
Yeah, but I want the 2.5 at minus 110.
The 2.5 is alternate.
It's way more than that.
It's minus 145.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're gonna make you come all the way back to get a number you like. The other thing I can let you know, guys, is we've got 1, 2, and 3 up for the Milwaukee Brewers coming up in the top of the 8th. It'll be Yelich, Contreras, and Kana.
Leadoff double for Cleveland.
Ew.
One out now, though.
Okay. 1 out, man on second. If that run comes in, we still have a run cushion. So
JW's looking good on that one.
at the 8.5, yeah. I still like the way we're looking, to be honest.
First and second for the Diamondbacks. That's good. 2 outs, though.
That is good. We need runs there too, to get over the 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, when I looked at that, yeah, there's 2 good pitchers on the mound, but these teams have seen both these pitchers a shit ton.
Right. Laureano in Minnesota.
Leadoff hit. Let's go. Yelich.
We got a fly ball in Minnesota that moved the runner over because it was to deep right center field. So Jose Ramirez tagged up on it, but there are 2 outs now. There are 2 outs with a man on third.
Okay.
In Minnesota. That's the top of the.
This is our inning, boys.
The top of the 9th. Leadoff man up. Leadoff man on in Minnesota. Yelich is on in Chicago.
How are you taking the fastball right down the middle? I just don't understand that.
Who, Contreras?
Yeah. I mean, it was dead center. fuck, that was nasty. So now he throws a nasty curveball on the black at your knees. Now you're 0-2. You won't get a better pitch. The rest
that was the best pitch you're going to get all at bat. Yep.
Yeah.
We go to the bottom of the ninth in Minnesota.
Nice.
They did not score. So it is 4-1 here. Now, look, we're on the under 7.5. Okay? Clase is probably coming in for the save. It is a save situation with a 3-run Cleveland lead. The only way we lose this is if Minnesota comes all the way back to tie the game at the under 7.5. It would be 4-4 needed for us to lose here. So I believe we're going to get Clase. He is coming in. And for Minnesota, it is going to be 8-9-1, I believe. So we'll see what happens in that one. Contreras, you're right, now has the 0-2 count on him.
Salvi Perez playing first base. How did I not know that?
Giving the man's knees a rest? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Contreras flew out. So we got Kana up now. Men on first here. We did not actually do the will they score a run, the yes to the half run, right?
Who?
We didn't put it in the official bets.
We didn't.
We didn't. Right now, what we got is we're 3 outs away from the game total in Minnesota being a winner, and we're looking at seeing what Milwaukee does.
All right, so Kershaw got out of that little jam. Figures.
Yeah, he did. We go to the bottom of the first, and Chavez Ravine still scoreless.
Yelich caught stealing.
Oh, really? Yes, I see that now too. Oh, that doesn't help us.
I was going to say to you, he's going to fucking steal here 1-0.
Maybe that's why we don't put the bad money in after bad money.
Yeah, but
if we're 3 outs away in Kansas City.
If we did it now, we could probably get plus 200, right?
On the Brewers team total?
Yeah.
They're not giving it anymore. They take it away in the 8th, I believe.
Plus 200 is still value.
Yeah, they take it away in the 8th, I think. Kana strikes out. We're out at the top of the 8th. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th in Wrigley.
These guys going to get fucking shut out.
It looks like it. Smokestack was saying that, I do believe, as well. But what we really need to go to is Minnesota. We are 3 outs away from in Minnesota. Clase is in. That's where we need another W here, and we'll be up on the night if we get 3 more outs in Minnesota. Oh, Smokestack says he took Minnesota to win at 16-1 to come on all the way back. Wait, watch that, Smokestack. I thought we were in solidarity here. I thought we would say something syndicate. So how he's going to go 16-1 to go against us?
I mean, you can't really be mad at someone at 16-1.
I am not mad at 16-1. I mean, I respect the dart throw, Smokestack, but I don't like the fact that now we're on opposite sides here. I don't think Clase blows a 3-run lead to the Twins, but we'll see.
The only way this happens is the teams don't string together 6 straight hits. There's got to be walks in there.
Yeah, and then you get the 3-run jack. That's the way it would happen. You would get like a base hit, a walk, and then a jack. That would be the way to do it. Atlanta has the meat of their order coming up.
Fuck, we could have got
singled. Albie singled. So now we get to Austin Riley.
We had Pittsburgh, I think, at one point like plus 310 or something.
Someone in the chat got it at 4-1.
Oh, that's right.
Someone in the chat they got it at 4-1. Philly's in the building. What up, Philly? He asked, "What number do you need to take the Mariners money line?" I'm intrigued by that as well.
Oh, Pirates just hit a 3-run homer.
Did they really?
Yep.
Peguero?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a 5-1 game going against that Kansas City bullpen. Twatty, you were all over that one.
Oh.
You were
Why didn't I had 320 plus 325 plus 400. Why didn't I do
all over that one? We just didn't put it in.
So we are going to extras in St. Louis.
Oh, you might get Goldie and Arenado to come back up.
I'll probably have to get to the 11th.
Oh, no. Michael Taylor has hit a home run against Class A. It is now 4-2 in Minnesota.
Really?
Yes, really. Yes, really.
At least we got one out.
We do have it out. Smokestack's 16-1 is probably not 16-1 anymore.
Yeah.
Smokestack says, "Oh, okay. Dang, missed out on the Pirates." It is not 16-1 anymore. It is locked. Class A, don't give this up. We now have a 1-run cushion in Minnesota. We need to get 2 outs here.
Well, what? We have under 7.5.
Yes, we have 1 run of cushion still left. We have 1 run of cushion still left. 1-1 count on Julian. Lounge asking, are the Mariners packing it in tonight? I would doubt it. They're in a 3-horse race to win the division. I don't know about packing it in.
What's the Mariners plus 2.5?
Mariners plus 2.5. You're really getting greedy with how many runs you want. Plus 1.5 is even money. So the plus 2.5, I'm guessing it's going to be like minus 160. Let's see. It's minus 170.
Oh, Sawitsky just hit a home run, I think. 6-1. Jesus.
So the Pirates tacking on now.
Let's get some runs here by the Dodgers.
Can I just, more importantly, can I get 2 outs in Minnesota?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not more stressed about that.
3
balls.
1 more out.
1 strike.
1 more out in Minnesota. We got a ground ball out from Julian. So now nobody on, 2 outs. We're 1 out away from cashing in Minnesota. Polanco is up against Clase. Let's just get this out. Let's just get this out in Minnesota. Then we could reset the deck. Then we could look at potentially giving out a play here on our way out. But we are at the top, and we're in the top of the 10th in St. Louis here. By the way, in the bottom of the 10th, it's 1, 2, and 3 for the Cardinals, by the
way. It is?
Yeah.
They flipped the lineup over.
I think so.
Goldie hits in the 2-hole.
So Goldie's going to get up. And then so you got a chance there in the bottom of the 10th, which we will see one way or the other. 1-1 count on Polanco. We're 1 out away in Minnesota from that one coming on home. And we will technically have a top of the 9th for the Brewers. They will have 4, 5, and 6 up. We'll see if they can score. But as the chat has been saying all night, if they can't score on Mark Leiter Jr., they're probably done. So we'll see what happens there.
I'll take a 2-1. I'll take a 2-1 night. And one of them was plus 118 or 116 or something. Yeah.
Oh, and that is a final in Minnesota. Polanco has popped out.
Let's go.
It is a 4-2 final. Last time I checked, 4 + 2 = 6. 6 less than sign 7.5. So that one is a winner. Your 8.5 is a winner in the chat as well. I do believe that is over.
What did I say like an hour ago? Cleveland's in these rock fights. 4-3, 4-2. Yep. Every game is that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's a final in Minnesota, 4-2. We wind up winning that one. We win the Orioles comeback. The Brewers does not look good. So you could say, as you see here in the stream, good win from Smokestack, JW. Nice, well done, fellas. So here's what I'll say. You know, if the Brewers don't score any runs in the top of the 9th, that would be 2-1, right? Including kind of some plus money out there. We also told you about Toronto coming back, and they went all the way back to 5-4. Twatty's kicking himself because he wanted to get on the Pirates all night long, okay? And now the Pirates are up after scoring 5 runs off the Kansas City bullpen. They're now up 5-1, and they're still hitting in the top of the 9th here. So, you know, remember, like we said in the chat, someone said when Twatty talks, I hit buttons. You could have hit some other buttons as well. The Toronto on the run line and the Pirates on the money line, which we saw at better than 3-1. Mike Whalen says, good job. Smokestack says 6-1 Pirates, LOL. The only questions is when or if you got him.
So Merrill Kelly's been in trouble. Clayton Kershaw has been in trouble, and
They got out of it.
No, well, not yet for Merrill Kelly, but
I think the Dodgers did not score ultimately. Let me see. I thought I saw a. Let me see. Two. Yeah, 2 outs in the bottom of the first there still. All right, let's go to another game. What game are we going to go to?
So we got to sweat. All we got really is Milwaukee now.
All we got is Milwaukee. Dodgers, I've got them scoring a run.
Okay.
Peralta advances to second, Muncy to third.
So he must have got a single.
1-0 Dodgers. 1-0 Dodgers.
So we need so what do we need? 6 more runs in that, or 5? I don't remember.
You were over 6.5.
So we need 6 more runs.
So we still need 6, and we need it to be organized in a way that isn't a crazy blowout. 7-1 wouldn't do the trick for you.
Right.
So you need Arizona to get a little bit. So we also have right now Padres, men on the corners and 2 outs. So what I'm saying here is, Maddie, let's see what you think. We're going to have the Brewers up in the top of the 9th. We'll see what they do. And we'll see what the Cardinals do in the bottom of the 10th with your Goldschmidt and Arenado.
Yeah. Sounds good.
We'll wrap it up. 3-1 Braves. That game in Colorado is in the bottom of the 6th. Haven't been in as many runs as many people would have thought. That game closed at 12 on the number I saw. And just so that we know, we are now, I believe, Jason Hayward. It's crazy that he's still in the league. I'm serious.
I know.
But I think he grounded out to end the first for the Dodgers. Oh, no. My bad. Jason Hayward get some ribbies, in fact.
Can you get down to 3.5 yet on your Mariners? Should be right there.
Yes. We were able to before.
If you want to chase money, that would be your spot.
No, because I think 4.5 is still a winner for the team total. The game doesn't look as good, but I still think Seattle's going to score. Seattle team total is at 3.5 plus money actually to the over. The Oakland team total is at 5.5. I still think. Listen,
Oakland should get
money line plus 240. Seattle plus 2.5 right now. Was minus 140. The Seattle plus a run and a half plus 18.
Wait, what was it?
Would you be willing to go that the Seattle can come back in this game?
Well, would you say? I ask you every 10 minutes. What's the 2.5? Mariners plus
2.5. The 2.5 for the Mariners minus 140.
Yeah, I mean that's not terrible. And to be honest, I don't hate over 5.5 by Oakland because they've been hitting pretty well. They can't pitch.
So then, let me ask you what about the game total?
Yeah, good.
Game total's at 8.5. I think Seattle's still going to score. You're saying Oakland's been hitting.
What? It's 8.5.
Yes, and Smokestack saying the number's going to get better when they're still down into the Oakland bullpen. Which is true. I mean, go to the top of the 9th in Wrigley. JW says, great show, guys. Learned a lot and made some cash. That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping that you cash some bets JW did and that you learned something. You know what I always say? We're trying to not only give you a fish, but teach you how to fish. Smokestack says Seattle is without a hit in their first 3. That's an anomaly, guys.
I forgot that they started to
stick around. I still like the Seattle team total.
I just remember they start with a guy at second base in St. Louis. So if this guy gets a hit to get Goldie
Game's
won't
over.
even get up.
Right. That's true. Polanco's, yes,
What?
if he gets a hit.
But there'll be a guy in scoring position. There may be a guy in scoring position for Goldie and Nolan. We'll see.
But your argument still holds. If Goldie gets the run in,
It's over.
Then it's over. Arenado won't get the at bat.
But Goldie could walk and Arenado get the at bat. What I'm saying is, I wouldn't mind having two chances at it.
I hear you.
I just don't want Palacios to get this run in.
To get the run in. No, he did not.
Okay, good.
I don't think.
Goldie, we got a second life.
Let me see here. Oh, it's an 0-2 count on him, though. On Palacios.
So you did it back to me for my home run calls. I see how
you're right. You're right. That is my bad. That is my bad, Matty. There you go. 0-2 count on him. By the way, we also got Willy Adames up to lead off the top of the ninth in Wrigley Field in a 1-0 game. Alzolay on to try to get the save here for the Cubbies.
Dodgers did get 3. I like that. I'm cool with that because I was more worried about runs than the +4, to be honest.
Okay, so here we go. Your boy Goldie is in prime position here to get a ribby. Okay, Palacios was out, moved the runner over to third though.
Oh, so let's go.
It was a sack bunt. The problem is, I'll tell you right now, if I'm the Padres, I walk Goldie to set up the double play.
Yeah, but fuck.
I walk Goldie to set up the double play.
Yeah, then Nolan will probably come up, but
they did in fact intentionally walk Goldschmidt.
You got to be kidding me.
First and third, 1 out. They're looking for Gorman to get the double play.
Yeah, but even if he makes an out, then that's 2 outs for Arenado.
And then Arenado gets on. Yes.
Wow.
They're hitting Tommy Edman here.
Well, that's good and stay out of the double play ball. He's fast.
1 out in Chicago.
This is so bad because now Edman can get the run in.
Yes. And then that would end the game.
You
wanted to walk.
That couldn't have went any worse.
You want to walk here.
That's basically, or I'll take a pop out and let him have it.
Because you take the pop out, then Arenado's fly ball doesn't win it for you.
Well, but at least he comes up, right?
Sure.
At least he gets to the plate.
Sure.
Yeah, no, you're right. Ultimately, you're right. Yeah, a walk.
You want it so that Goldie could get the run in. I mean, Arenado could get the run in by making it out.
1 out. Yeah. This scenario.
Then if it's base loaded, then it brings into play, the walk could win the game, all that kind of stuff that we've seen before.
Brewers have 2 outs. They shit the bed tonight, big time.
Yeah, Brewers didn't score a damn thing right now. Nobody on, 2 outs. Roddy Tellez is the pinch hitter.
Pirates are still batting? Is that the same inning?
I think Edman may have just hit a sac fly to win the game.
Okay. That's unbelievable.
Yep. Edman hits a sac fly. The Manfred man scores, and the Cardinals win the game in 10, 6-5. That'll do it. And then also, we are 1 out away from the game being over in Wrigley Field at the same time.
So Goldie was on base 4 times tonight.
Yes, and did not score.
Yeah, but I didn't have
St. Louis 6-5 finals. Cardinals win in 10. We are down to the last out. It's Tellez. And then, we could do one more drive around the board here real quick, see if we like anything. My thing will be focused on if you have the stomach to get the Mariners to come on back. Edman wins the game in St. Louis. Tellez has a 1-2 count. That game is probably going to end. Pittsburgh, your Pirates are still batting in the top of the ninth, correct?
I know. There's the pen.
Listen, we didn't put that one in officially, but if you were listening to us there, that was the right side there.
Smokestack staying 2.5 is a good number right now.
Let's see what we got here. Good number.
I mean, I see both those.
Oakland has a man on. That's why. Oakland has a man on. Yeah, I'm not mad at that, Smokestack. So right now, Seattle plus 2.5, minus 140. Is that enough for you? That's too much though. I'd rather do the only 1.5 at plus 132. 75 cents difference for the run, Maddie. What do you think?
I
Seattle
think
plus 2.5 is minus 146. Seattle plus 1.5 is plus 136.
our job's to make money, and we've made money.
That is true. The Brewers are a loss. The Brewers got shut out. So as you can see on the bottom, on the scroll here, the Baltimore money line, that's a winner. The under in Minnesota, Cleveland, that's a winner. Our only loss officially is the Brewers team total. Good number on the Mariners right now. That's something I'm intrigued by. Twatty was trying to give you the Pittsburgh Pirates all night long. They're still hitting and have scored 6 runs in the last 2 frames. They're up 6-1 on that bad Kansas City bullpen. Braves, Rockies, that game 3-1. Braves finally out of there, part of the 7th. Colorado comes up, 3 at-bats left. They're down 3-1. Giants all over the Reds in a game that we haven't talked about. Giants up 5-0 after 3, all over them. The one that I'm looking at is, can Seattle come on back? You guys are talking about it. They're early blowouts. Of these, though, I think Seattle's got the best chance to come on back. So if you stomach it, whether it's at plus 1.5, plus 2.5, or just getting that Mariners money line, which is now plus 235, if you have the stomach for it, I do believe the Mariners, even though they have not gotten a hit so far, there is no way, in my opinion, that stands up against Waldichuk, who's been pitching to a 6 ERA. The Mariners have been good against lefties. As you know, they have been scorching hot over the last 2 or 3 weeks or so, averaging 7 runs a game. So I'm telling you, if there's a way that you're comfortable coming back on Seattle, don't be scared. Philly saying, bring me home, Mariners. Cody saying, Julio been doing 70% of the Mariners damage, and he's out. Also, Ty France is out. So this is not the same Mariners line.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. Your original position was for them to score runs.
Team total, yeah.
Right. So now it's just less. I mean, so I would say if you're going to chase your money, that's where your head was at, right?
Right, because them to come back, they're gonna have to get some runs anyway.
I mean, now you had them originally 4.5. You can get them 2.5 now.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. And I still think Cody's point is right, because J-Rod's not in the lineup. France, who's also been good, is not in the lineup. But the other part is, I thought having the lefty on the mound for Oakland only exacerbated the numbers. And I thought, and also this Oakland pen that I think they're going to get to eventually is also trash. We've been talking about bullpens as well, Twatty, and that Oakland pen can be had. So fundamentally, I still do think Seattle is live in this game, and especially if you're looking at plus 1.5, plus 2.5, or a depressed team total. Cody said they should, and the Mariners are supposed to win, but just saying it's baseball, of course. So even 105 win teams lose, a third of their games. That is absolutely true. Just going into it, Cody, I couldn't stomach betting the Mariners on the money line at like minus 330. So I'm finding ways to try to get that juice at a much more palatable way. Team total makes the most sense. I agree. So you don't have to win the game, at least. Yeah. So that would be a way to do it. That team total, which I liked at 4.5, has now dropped down to, it's still at 3.5, but plus money to the over.
Yeah. So you could either take 2.5, pay juice, or get a good number at 3.5
on the team total. Yep. So team total plus 108 right now. I still think Seattle's going to score, but that's about all that's out there. We know the Pirates are going to come back and win. For anybody who is out there, Dodgers up big. We need that. You need the Dodgers to not run away and hide here, Twatty, because they got the 3-run lead and you're holding the plus 4.5 for Arizona.
Yeah, I'm good.
No problem. Yeah, I hear you. I also still feel like Seattle's going to score some runs, and the Giants are all over the Cincinnati Reds. That 5-0 in the top of the 4th. So that's where we are. And if anything, it's finding a way to get back on Seattle. But, we got you some money tonight, guys. Absolutely outside of the Milwaukee Brewers, good thing we didn't chase bad money there. And remember, with Pittsburgh and Toronto, there were other opportunities if you were listening and just, clicking buttons as soon as you possibly can. That's what you should do when you listen to Live Lines. Click buttons as soon as you possibly can. We'll be back next week, again, 8:30. It'll be right before the NFL season. Oh, God, rejoice, everybody. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Smokestack, Ramon giving us the nuggets as always, and y'all who sweated it out with us. You got anything on the way out here, Matty?
No, again, just get in that Discord. Big things happening over there.
Absolutely. Get into the Discord if you can. So for Matty, I'm Spitting Statistician Dane Martinez. Thanks for making some money with us tonight. We'll be back here next Tuesday, 8:30. Get here as soon as we get on air because we're giving it out right away. Hopefully you make some cash. It's Live Lines. Thanks to Keg for hosting us, and we'll see you next week. Peace.